It's just we have these like pre-described notions of what we think is like a setting to do music in, but basically if like you can think it up, it's possible. Like there's just so many different ways you can connect with people with music, and this just seemed like a lot of fun.
Trapdoor Social has been coming to Colorado Springs for a couple years. RXP is a great radio station that's been playing our music, and last time we were coming through town, we didn't have a show, but Jim let us know that if we needed something to do, marching band was getting together. His kid was in marching band.
I was like super excited because Mr. O said he had like this huge surprise for us, and I was like, oh, what's it this year? Because usually it's a water gun fight that he has set up for us, but he said that there was a band that was going to come perform for us. When he said it was Trapdoor Social, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like, not many bands are going to show up and just like give a free concert to a bunch of kids. That's like the coolest thing ever.
I loved the idea because I was a huge band nerd in college. I loved marching band. I loved band camp. I had a great time and I have a lot of fond memories. And so I was really excited by the idea of coming and doing a little lunchtime acoustic set for Mesa Ridge High School.
I thought that was a great idea. I was very excited about experiencing the nostalgia of going back to the feeling of what I felt when I was that age and I played in band for my school.
I was kind of surprised that Trapdoor Social set up at lunch because we're just a high school marching band. Like, what's this? What are these guys doing here?
It was unreal. It was one of the most memorable moments out of any marching band experience I've ever had. It was a lot of fun. Getting that kind of experience to see a live band in our courtyard, it was really cool.
These kids are out there working hours and hours a day on something they care about, and so we just wanted to, go in and just mix it up a little, for the lunch and stuff, just give them a break and stuff, and it was just a cool chance to like connect and share, hear what they're working on, show them what we were working on. It was just a lot of fun.
I was so happy to be back in band camp. It was just fun to be there, and everyone was so welcoming and warm and cool. I mean, it's a real bunch of cool kids.
Not only did they get into it, but they got up and started dancing. They really liked when we gave away our CDs and our shirts, and they thought it was really cool that a real rock band was actually interested in getting to know them and playing for them and being a part of it. There is a pretty big difference between a high school marching band and a rock band.
Phil, the director, was super nice as well.
I thought they were great. Not only talented musicians, and especially to throw something together on the fly, outdoors, in the rain. They were very in tune with the kids. They were very willing to be open with the kids, so they had conversations and they stuck around and chatted and were just very approachable.
He told us to give him a call sometime if we wanted to work together in the future. That stuck with me for a while. We were out on the road for a few months last summer, and I had some time to think about this. And one night I was driving the van and trailer. Everyone was asleep, but me and Louie was in the front seat. I said, wouldn't it be cool if we recorded the marching band to use their sound on one of our songs? And Louie thought about it for a minute, and he was like, fine, on my own. As soon as he suggested that song, I could imagine like the low brass and the horns just filling up those notes and having it be just super powerful.
When Skylar brought the idea up, we didn't really see where is it going to, and like, come on, we're a rock band, we're trying to create high energy songs, and then we bring in a marching band. Like, how is that gonna work?
It took a little bit of time, but I got in touch with the school, with Phil, with the radio station. We started making some plans.
My initial thoughts were, what a great opportunity. I think it's a wonderful thing for the kids to be involved in, and what a great gesture on the part of the band, Trapdoor Social, to want to include us in that. I thought how very, very awesome that would be.
A good friend of mine, Noah Dietrich, from the band Yo-Ya, he helped me write out this sheet music. I sent it over to Phil. We made some plans to visit Colorado last winter.
When I got the music, I was like, all right, this is going to be fun, this is going to be entertaining. There's a lot to play with. it's gonna just sound great afterwards.
Oh, I was like super excited. It looks really, really, really fun to play.
I was relieved when I saw the music because it was easier than I was expecting. I was expecting some guitar riffs for my trombone.
We were there for the RXP Christmas show, which was a blast. And while we were there, we had a couple rehearsals with the band, and we recorded these kids in their auditorium at Mesa Ridge, and it was magic.
We had been sent some audio files of the kids already playing their parts, and so we knew that they were we knew where they were bringing it, and so it's like, okay, you guys are great. We gotta we want to bring it too.
It was exciting. I was curious as to how everything was gonna sound like. We've been talking about this for a while, and we've been making plans with school, and finally we're there, and it was all coming together.
But I was worried because it is a high school band, and this is going to be music we're recording that's going to go on a professional record that we're all going to put our names on and put out there for the world to experience. And I wasn't quite sure how they were going to perform, but I think the kids took it very seriously, and that's one of the things I picked up on right away when I started rehearsing with them.
I was really excited, but at the same time nervous, because I knew that I was going, on a record, and I wanted to get it perfect so that it sounded amazing.
The first time I heard Fine on My Own by Trapdoor Social being performed at the rehearsal, I was amazed, starstruck.
It was even better than I expected or I had been rehearsing with the band. It sounded greater than I had thought it was going to be.
The first time we heard the marching band play Fine on My Own, it was one of those moments that, maybe we do have such an influence on the kids because they're giving their soul and their heart to this music and to us. And they don't have to do nothing of that, but they can really stoked, they love the music, and they put their soul and heart into it. It was unbelievable, the results.
They all worked really hard, and it's like not something that they're used to doing. It's like being recording artists like that. It was like something they were all just like trying out, for the first time, but they cared a ton and put a lot into it, and it really showed.
I was getting nervous because I was like, all right, I don't want to make a mistake, and it was just all that pressure of making the mistake and then having to redo it. So it was kind of nerve-wracking.
I was energized. It felt really cool to just know what it was supposed to sound like and know that we played our best.
We ran the band over and over. We went over everyone's parts and had to listen to the marching band and what they were bringing to the table, and then we plugged in Trapdoor Social, got the guitar and drum set and everything going. Basically, when we put it all together, it was just a heck of a sound.
I actually didn't want to set up my drums. I wanted to set up some quad and some bass drums and be a part of the percussion section. It was so cool.
When I saw all the equipment, I was kind of intimidated, I was kind of scared. But once we sat down with the band and played and really got to know our environment at that time, it got better.
Playing the band and Trapdoor Social all together, that felt amazing. It was unlike any experience I have done before.
I was just like, I don't want to say a little in shock, but I was just like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. I'm going to be on a band's album. Like, I was kind of course, like the little nervousness, like, oh my gosh, I hope I don't mess up, like just the usual like nerves, but I was pretty excited.
Well, after the first session together with the kids, when we played together, we had some stuff to tweak. So we went individually, like sections. The percussion section went with me, and Skylar were working with the horns.
My best memory of the day probably was when Al took us out into the hall and we worked on our parts. Then Skylar came out and tried conducting us.
And he thought it was the wrong one, so he hit it again. And we're like, what's going on? This is like the wrong track or something. This is wrong. Because we all just wanted to be like, we were just ready to go 1,000,000 miles an hour. And the whole set, every single song that we had a click in our ear, we were like just fighting to stay with it. Like, it was just so way too slow. We were too fast. We eventually took a much-needed lunch break, had some Chipotle, and sat and talked in the band room.
With everyone eating socializing and having Chipotle during like lunch break, that seemed like just an everyday thing. We all hung out as friends. We all did our own thing. We all messed around. Of course, all the drummers went and drunk.
Merritt and I and the band members were like banging on the Chipotle trays with spoons and forks, and the kids started to join, and we created this hip hop beat.
Getting to know the band members themselves from Trapdoor, it was fun. It was cool to see them as people rather than just awesome musicians.
We were hanging out with Skylar and Merritt in the band room, and we were having them watch all our old marching band shows from the past. Every few minutes you'd hear somebody yell "Oh my gosh, did you just see that? I can't believe we screwed up on that." And then 2 minutes later it'd be like, yes, shh, everyone shh, here's the favorite part, here's the best part. And then just be laughing at us. It was amazing.
You start talking to these kids, and it just it takes you back to when you were in high school, and you just get all super nostalgic and everything about it, which is, it's always kind of fun to have that nostalgic emotion and stuff.
It was personable. You could tell that the band was really having a good time to be there. They wanted to share that experience with us, and we wanted to experience that with them as well. It was a really great time. It was a lot of fun.
I just kept thinking about what we did, and I was just excited about, going back and just recording, and, I was just anxious to, skip ahead and go to the studio and take what we recorded and, work on it then and just make it, a final product.
That final recording was definitely the biggest moment of the day. We were riding high on all the energy from putting these two bands together, and we knew we had one last take, and I think we really let it all hang out. I mean, I was all over the place just singing my guts out, and those kids were playing so sharp, and there's so much passion, so much energy and a lot of power behind those parts, and it was perfect.
I think the end of the day is when the real magic happened, because we knew that this was it. This was our chance to really make something special. We had already heard what it could be, and so now it was just a matter of doing it.
It was amazing, but at the same time, it was sort of, I guess, sad, because it was this may be the last time we go play with them. Let's make it the best.
The final recordings were so much fun that everyone was just kind of having really letting loose and having tons of fun. Mr. O had me run into his office and get his sunglasses because he wanted to look cool, and then he didn't even wear them, and I was like, are you kidding me? But we were all just letting loose and having fun.
Skylar being all passionate, jumping around and actually interacting with the band, that was my favorite part, because getting to see him all excited about the song and actually enjoying it and jumping around and moving.
I was sitting right next to him when he jumped on the chair, and I was like, oh my gosh, what are you doing?
That was it. That's what I was waiting for the entire rehearsal, just to have that feeling. It was really truly uplifting and helped me play better and project.
It was pretty magical because the song became more than just a song. It was kind of this medium that we were connecting through in a really cool way, and then you just realize that this thing is just, it's a lot bigger than us now. It's not just us writing and performing this song. It's we got over 100 kids that are doing it with us, and it's just growing and just becoming this different thing.
There were moments that that brought tears to my eyes with just how powerful that was.
I just didn't want it to end. I want to record a whole album with these kids. It was cool. to have that experience. But I just didn't want to leave.
Being a band is a lot more than just going up on stage and performing. It's so much behind the scenes work that most do not get to see.
It was a great educational tool that I can use better in my future. Going to college, going to study studio work it's going to be tough, but I'm really glad we had that experience.
And I think it's really cool that a band from California came to Colorado and wanted to share this experience with us.
Best feeling about it was just working with these kids. I never had an opportunity to work with a band when I was in high school.
If I had started recording in high school, I would probably be a lot better player than I am now. I hope they stay at it.
Music in school, it really turns your brain on. Music education is incredibly vital to any public education system because kids need to be excited to come to school. And I could tell that the music for these kids is what excited them. It's what made them want to come to school in the first place.
I think that one of the biggest things I can take away is like how many opportunities like music has opened, like given to me, and like how many doors it's opened up for me, and like just all the gifts it's brought into my life.
It was fun. I was really happy to be able to be a part of it and just to experience music on that level.
At first you're intimidated by the idea of doing something that different, but then as the process came along and we started working with those kids and with Phil and with all the guys that worked on this project, this thing came together very well. And nowadays when we sit in and mixing everything, we're like, you know what? Skylar did a great decision by joining us to the kids and the marching band.
This will definitely be something that I share with like my kids or like family or friends, because this was just like something so big that I was able to do. I was able to record a song with like one of my favorite bands. Like, not many people get that opportunity.
I think this is one of the things you look back on and be like, yeah, this is exactly the stuff that we should have been doing more of. Like, it's just, why not? It's like you have all these ideas of, oh, you should there's just like a lot of grooves that we follow just because they've been followed before, and then you do something like this and you just realize anything's possible, and there's just so much out there, and you're only really limited by how much you care and your drive and your imagination.
Hey guys, this is seriously a dream come true for me, so thank you guys for everything.
Life is running on low, but I know that I can make it if I climb up out of this hole. 'Cause no one's gonna save me this time. No God to strengthen my hold. This is my way to find I am fine on my own. Up on Sundays, I can't get enough, but I love all the structure and grooves we have worn. Honest, like in my cup, survival's my only love, and I won't have no world that could end when I'm gone. What keeps us out of sin when there's no fear of falling in? All these kids think they know how the earth came around. The lies I've been confessing like a mind loss, but a blessing. Everything we believe to this point has been wrong. Life is running on low, but I know that I can make it if I climb up out of this hole. 'Cause no one's gonna save me now. Screw me, cause this party started. Crews keep on marching on, but I go where the wind blows and question no one. Who told you guys were watching truth over shocking talk? All alone on this road you've been walking alone. When light licks your trees, you'll hear the wise whispering tell you throw away what you own and forget what you know. But for upon reflection, you'll be hard up for the lesson. We celebrate what we fear. There's been science enough, and I know where to find what could save me. But am I living? My vision goes hazy. Give it time, give me life. Is it worth trading? Is it my mission? All this, and I'm fading away, fading away. And I know where to find what could save me. But am I living? My vision goes hazy. Give it time, give me life. Is it worth trading? Is it my mission? All this, and I'm fading away, fading away. Life is running on low, but I know that I can make it if I climb up out of this hole. Cause no one's gonna save me this time. No, God to strengthen my hold. This is my way to find I'm fine on my